Ballotpedia has this article. I'm not going to go through it too much. I just want to highlight and show you how crazy good this article is from Ballotpedia. It's excellent. It's all about the administrative state. So you can put Trump in office or DeSantis or anybody else, but these are the people who are running things in the CDC, in the Health and Human Services and Department of Homeland Security, in the transportation, agriculture. Like you can appoint people, but underneath them are thousands of workers. The administrative state is a term used to describe the phenomenon of the executive branch. So the executive branch, administrative agencies exercising the power to create, adjudicate, and enforce their own rules. These people, so I've always looked at it like a corporate thing, like Trump, they report to you, so you tell them what to do. Yeah, in theory, but one, you can't fire people every second. Two, remember Trump had all these, acting AG, acting this. You got to get them approved through Congress. So who's America first that's willing, able, qualified, can get approved by Congress? And that's not even, the administrative state is underneath them, but you can't even get the appointees. It's hard to even get if you can't get the appointees right, they're the ones who are supposed to be looking down and saying, let's get rid of this person. They're trying to leak stuff on us and all that. When Obama took over, this is the challenge. When Obama took over, nothing leaked. Nothing leaked that he didn't want to leak. And if you leaked something that Obama didn't want to leak under Obama, almost literally nothing leaked. It was unbelievable. Why? Because his agenda was in lockstep with the administrative state and the deep state. What are they going to leak? Now, I know he had beef with the Clintons and all that, but when it comes down to it, they were all in lockstep. There's nothing going to be leaked. Trump gets into office, and there's not a day that goes by that there's not a leak. Like every single day. New York Times and Washington Post, and to this person, to that person. You're seeing some leaks a little bit with Biden. Postlebeck is getting some stuff. There are people that, that's what it seems like, who are America first in there, but it's not a lot. That's what you're dealing with. So Trump's going in there in an unfriendly environment with thousands of employees. So they're all over the place. They enforce their own rules. They're supposed to report to the executive branch. But if you hire a bunch of people that hate you and they don't want to work with you, they don't like you, then you can't control them. You can't fire everybody. And some of the people that he did hire got attacked by the media and everything. So they went through all this. I'm not going to go through it, but look at all this. It's a detailed how it started and all about the administrative state. Excellent work there by Ballotpedia. And I'm just finding out about this stuff now. There's a lot of people who already knew about all this, probably you in the chat. Maybe some people did, but that's the benefit of Trump. He woke me up. Regardless if I agree with everything, if he was perfect or not, if he didn't do this or did that, Trump is going to go down as one of the most important presidents. There's obviously no president better than Trump that's ever been in office in my lifetime. Who are you going to pick? Clinton, Obama? Like, there's not even a close thing. It's not even close. How did the administrative state start? One of the most disastrous presidents in the history of our country, Woodrow Wilson. Well, I don't know if he started it, but he expanded it. And I'm looking back at this idea of a living constitution. All that is a fancy word for let's take away your rights. And he is one of the first people I've seen in that concept of, the Constitution says this, but it really means that. No, can you read? No, it means what it says. Common people to this day, the Federal Reserve Act created central banking. He expanded the administrative state. This dude. Let me read a little bit. Ballotpedia had a good piece here. Woodrow Wilson, who assumed the presidency in 1913, embraced policies that contributed to the expansion of the budding administrative state. Wilson Frank Goodnow and other contemporary thought leaders envisioned a government structure where politics and administration could operate separately from one another. Under this structure, government administration could be managed by supposedly neutral experts that includes Fauci, Walensky, Birx. They are the neutral experts. How'd that turn out, Woodrow? Turn over in your grave for me a little bit. That's how disastrous this is. Under this structure, government administration could be managed by neutral experts operating without political influence who could consequently improve the lives of all Americans. The Americans voted for a president, and this goes for good or bad. It applies for Joe Biden too. But he's already got his people in there. He doesn't need to do much. He's a part of the machine. But if it's progressive, maybe like a Jimmy Dore would have to do the same cleaning of house. We all can look at what Trump did and learn from it. So they thought that this would improve the lives of all Americans. No, the country voted for a president, and you in the executive branch report to the president. That's how you improve the lives of the people, by doing what the people don't know, all these administrative people. That's why we voted Donald Trump in or Obama in or whoever. It doesn't matter who or Clinton or Bush. They got voted in, so they would decide what these people did, not them on their individual basis. What kind of sense does that make? None of these people that we're talking about in the administrative state are voted for, and they're under the appointees. So they're not appointed. They don't go through congressional hearings. So that's why they did that. That was the thought process. Maybe it was genuine, but we know now it was terrible. The Freak said Snowden knew. Yep. That's why I appreciate Snowden, Assange. They helped wake people up. So when you look through it, that's Woodrow Wilson. I want to talk about Democrats. Woodrow Wilson was a Democrat. The Democrat Party took over in 1913, and the legislation spanned beyond 1913, but they proceeded to annihilate the Constitution. If you want to go back to where inflation, all these concerns, you could go to Nixon and the gold standard, but I would go back to the creation of the Federal Reserve and this expansion of this monster. They turned our federal government into an uncontrollable monster that destroys anything or anyone who dares question its power. That includes you and me. The only reason that we're not destroyed is because we don't have influence. Bryson Gray does. That's why he's on the J6 hit list. Nick Rekieta does. That's why he gets strikes. He just came back from a strike on his channel. That's why he gets smeared in the Washington Post. When you're in this lane, I don't consider myself anti-establishment. I just want to say I disagree with the establishment. I know that silly Michael Malice actually quote tweeted me about a year ago where he kind of clowned that idea. Like, what? You're not against the establishment. You're just trying to hold them in check. Like, come on, bro. Fair. But I do not consider myself anti-establishment. But if you aren't afraid to bring up those anti-establishment views and you have influence, you better watch out. Shackles, Unlived, all that, all on the table.